I only feel like it's officially a podcast unless I put these on.
All right.
So we're getting started?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, cool. Welcome.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode.
Hello.
First off, I want to say thank you, Matt, for allowing me to come out to the stoop and record.
No problem.
But also, Allison, hello, welcome. But yeah, no, literally, as you were saying, trying to learn more while you're trying to do basic stuff.
Yeah.
Like in the moment, like trying to just hear it, like audiobooks, like I try to listen to them, but I'm like, I might as well have read this because nothing is coming in, you know?
Yeah, totally.
They're just kind of like words.
Yeah.
But yeah, freaking, that's why I just usually listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Because it's just like banter. And if I miss something, I miss something. And then, you know,
I want to get more into it. And I always say that.
Yeah.
And then I think I just haven't found the right podcast genre that I want to get into. Because like one of my friends, she's like really into like murder mystery podcasts.
I can't. Me and Matt were talking about that last time.
And like apparently they're super interesting and like they're, you know, like she falls asleep to them. And I'm like, dude, like I started watching murder, like true crime documentaries and like murder documentaries.
Yeah.
Dude, they're insane. They're so good. It's like too good. I'm like, y'all, like
wait, what do you mean too good? The doc or the murder?
How did you come up with that, bro? How did you no, both. It's so well done. I'm like, dude,
right.
I see some like Netflix shows that are not this well produced.
I mean, Netflix is kind of trash though.
Dude, the crime murder documentaries.
Their documentaries are really
So
good. The
good.
Manti Te'o one. Did you see that one?
Dude, Untold.
All the Untold.
Matt, have you seen them?
No, but I just heard about it today.
Dude,
the first one I watched was the Manti
Te'o. Manti Te'o.
I think they were talking about it on another podcast. They were saying it was hella good. I was like, fuck.
God, it's absolutely insane.
Yeah, no. I mean, honestly, like, he got played, but the way that they spun everything and ruined this kid's life, like,
dude,
like he was about to be like Heisman winning, which is like the biggest trophy you can get in college football.
Dude.
And then you go from that, and then the next year you go into the NFL draft. And then you don't get picked until the second day. Yeah. Like, that's so, like, dude, all because, like,
crazy.
I mean, I don't know.
I would have done the same thing, I think, that he would have done, though. Like, I wouldn't have said, like, I don't know. There's so much pressure. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know.
But he did say something.
Catfishing before catfishing.
Exactly. Yeah. That was the whole thing.
I mean, it sucks because he had no idea what was happening.
Yeah.
Like, nobody knew what was happening.
Right. Yeah. Because, like, the first time.
I didn't know that the guy transitioned.
Yeah, dude. The girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it was insane.
Think, like, I don't know. That's so hard. That's so crazy.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, no bullshit. Like, the catfisher.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is a dick.
Dude.
Right?
He right? She could have, stopped.
Days ago.
Or he should have just not, like, don't
she died.
Dude,
she died.
I think that was the worst.
Oh, sorry, Matt.
Well, okay. The thing is called, like, what is it? Is like, my ex-girlfriend died or something. That's, like, literally that's the storyline.
Yeah.
But, like, the thing is, okay, we don't want to ruin it, right?
No,
you should just watch it.
I'm going to watch it, and I already got it ruined by another podcast.
Okay, so his girlfriend, the catfisher, died, right? And it was like, okay, cool, it's dead, it's done, it's over. Let's just move on with our lives. And then the worst part, she goes back and she's like, just kidding.
Run it back.
I'm alive again. What's up, baby?
Yeah. Dude, that's so crazy.
That's the worst part, is that she was like, just kidding. I'm not dead.
No, and then the way that she did it was so crazy. Because then she asked the girl that she was playing, to take a photo with certain things because of her cousin was like, or sister or something was sick in the hospital, and this was a pick-me-up type thing. And it was just like, dude, what the fuck? She went
out of her way to find the girl that she like used her profile of and be like, can you take this? Like, dude, that's messed up.
Yeah.
You should have. But she was saying like, I was so like fixated and I was so obsessed and all these things. I'm like, dude, like, you also understand the reputation of who you're messing with.
Right.
Like, if you really, I don't know, it's like if you really cared and respected like him and his reputation, his career and everything, I feel like after you said like, yo, I'm dead, just stay under the,
just stay dead.
In the grave,
just stay dead.
Like, just call it quits,
dude,
man.
But that's like, yeah. I mean, dude, honestly, not for nothing, that's so meta, you know, the way that you did it though. Like, you know,
so
because,
meta,
like, dude, that's so crazy.
So
yeah, I mean, whatever, but
it's so bad. But the other untold ones are so
the ref
good.
one, the NBA one
was crazy.
That one was crazy.
Absolutely
Did you see the first
crazy.
seasons of it?
What first season?
There's like, I think there's like a first like run, and they had like 6, and then they have like another.
No, they release
6.
one every Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because they had the like have you seen the trash hockey team guys?
Yeah,
dude,
the Trashers.
Yeah,
that one's crazy too.
That one's insane. That one's just
crazy.
like literally like everyone's favorite mob story ever. You know, he like his dad literally worked in waste and sanitation.
Yeah, that's but like they were a mob. I was so confused. Like they were like the trash mob. Right. Yeah. And then they were called the Trashers.
The Trashers. And then the kid's whole thing was just like, I'm gonna buy all the bullies because no one wants to buy these guys, and he's just fucking sending them out there just to punch someone in the face essentially.
And then like giving them like $10 million
on the low.
Like that was crazy.
Yeah,
I really like the I really like that one and the And One.
Dude,
I never knew about And One.
Wait, at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
I never knew about
And
that.
One. I mean, for me, like
it seems so big. Like
it was massive, right? But massive for 3 years. And then all of a sudden, in the 2000s, right? So like in the early 2000s, like that's when like do you remember playing like NBA Street? Like, did you ever see?
I was not allowed to play video games.
Okay, well, I mean, it's like a video game. Like, it's like a video. It's like a video game that you play like in like New York, like on all these like famous like basketball courts. But they bit that off of And One because they were doing street ball stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then that was like their way to kind of like compete and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that And One
so
is it sucks in so many different ways because it was just like these Jewish boys went to like the black neighborhoods and was giving them all the free movies and like things so they can rock it, and then all of a sudden they were like, all right, well, we're gonna now sign all the best street ball legends essentially, and then do this tour, and it's just like it's kind of like picking like Odd Future before it was Odd Future, and then you signing them, and then all of a sudden they do what they do, and then you not pay them.
That was the worst. That was so interesting. It was so interesting too because we were in an Airbnb over the weekend because we were in LA, and the owners of the house, like, they make us wear slippers for like to go in the house, you're not wearing here. So they like gave me slippers, and then they gave Anderson slippers, and like we walk in and stuff, and then we go walk in the room, and I look at his slippers, I'm like, these are And One slippers, dude. I was like, holy
it's just the guy like
I was like, holy shit. But I was like, is this worth like $1,000? It was like always $6.
Dude, Marshalls. Like I like my mom would buy me like And One stuff. Yeah. And then like immediately, like after the first ones was like pairs of shorts, so you can anyone can rock pairs of shorts. Then it became a shirt, and then all of a sudden it was like, I can't wear this though, like
because they were inappropriate. Oh no, because they're both And One.
It was like And One. It was like at that point, it was like And One was just like a laughing stock of, you know, it was just like
can't wear this anymore.
You might as well be wearing like Shaq shoes, you know, and like. Yeah. But which sucks because they were like killing it for a little bit.
They were kind of cool.
I mean,
when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, the legend is still going. Yeah, that's so funny.
Have you watched any like movies or anything? lately?
Dude, a lot of like, oh my God, wait. Okay, so I've been talking about this with my cousin. We were at a Korean restaurant. We started talking about like true crime documentaries, and then we started talking about like our best movies and everything of all time. I've already said this. This is my third conversation about this movie. Okay, this is my third.
Your third time.
This is our third time. Right. So we were like scrolling on Netflix, like let's just watch something like whatever, and we come up this Hindi movie.
Is it 999?
No, it's called RRR.
Oh, RRR. Yeah.
Is it that one?
Yeah.
Dude, have you guys seen it?
No, okay. I've seen the trailer for it.
It's a 3-hour Hindi movie. Okay, it's 3 hours.
I can't commit to that one.
It's action. It's love. It's drama. It's family. It's a fucking musical.
Is it really a musical on top of all that?
Dude, they would be slashing tigers, and then all of a sudden they're like, I don't want to.
Hey, mark that.
Don't put that. Hey, I did Indian dancing in high school. Okay.
Yeah, way to save yourself on that one.
But they would start singing and full on like music. Like, dude, the musical part alone was incredible. I was like, dude, y'all are killing it.
I mean, Bollywood slaps. It really does slap. Like, you can't.
It was so good. Like,
it was like Hamilton 10 times more. Like plus like 200 years earlier.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was so good. Like, we started watching it just kind of like, let's see what's up. Like, I already know that like Indian movies were like super over dramatic and like the CGI is like crazy. So I was like, let's just watch this. And like literally like an hour, 2 hours in, I was like but Anderson was already passed out because like he can't last more than 30 minutes watching a show or a movie. Yeah. I was like in the front of the couch just like, what is he gonna do next? Like, let's see. Like,
so it's just this one guy with like hella like powers, right?
It's two guys.
Oh, okay.
No, they don't have like superpowers or anything.
They're just like badass, right?
Yeah, but it's like one of the guys is like fire and one of the guys is like air. No, it's water. No, it's water. Fire and water. Mm-hmm. And like at first they're fighting, and then at the end they come together.
But they don't have powers?
I mean, dude, it's like they're like fighting tigers and shit. Like the first scene. Let me just hook you in real quick, okay? So
and it cuts in.
The first scene is the guy is like he works for the British embassy and he's like a soldier, and like one of the guys basically like a person like basically throws a rock at the captain. I don't know.
The guy.
The main guy. And the main guy goes, go find that man and like take him to me. And granted, there's like 10,000 people outside of
like
the
a uniform
fence.
Or something?
Yeah, there's like they're in the middle and there's 10,000 people outside, and one of the guys throws a rock. And he's like, go get me that man. And he like jumps over the fence and fights like 10,000 people to find this man. Like literally that's the first scene, is that he fights 10,000 people. And guess what happens? He freaking survives and finds the man and brings him back, and he's like fine.
After
he's like walking,
beating up like
10,000 people. Yeah. Like, and I'm like, dude, is that superpowers?
I mean, that's superpowers, right?
I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know. But that's literally the first scene.
Yeah.
And it only gets better from that.
Damn.
Dude, this action.
I mean, you really could only go up from there, right?
It only goes up.
That sounds amazing.
Dude, it's incredible, especially if you're high. Dude, I watched it sober, and I was like, holy shit.
Is it like subtitles, or can you watch it?
Yeah, it's subtitles. But there's like the British embassy is there, so like there's a lot of English, so it helps. It helps. You know?
No, I don't mind subtitles.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It's really interesting. Even the song like they're singing, I'm like, the lyrics are kind of fire.
Yeah.
Like,
it even translates the lyrics of it.
I'm like, wow, this is poetic.
Damn.
Yeah, it's so good.
I keep seeing that movie.
Dude, it's
RRR.
The thing is though, it's 3 hours.
I think that's why freaking Arjun thought I was racist. Because I was like, have you seen 999? Because he was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it's an Indian movie. You should know, right?
No, but it came out this year.
Yeah, but it's on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I saw it, so you must have seen it.
Did
right?
he see it, though? Or you don't know?
No, I don't think he's seen it. He just looked at me like, it's like, you're right. You should ask for mom.
He doesn't, wait. Does he speak Hindi?
No. Hell no.
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 Yeah.
He like understands it, I think.
Oh.
Him and his brother I think his brother more can say something.
Yeah, I get that. But that's pretty much it. And true crime documentaries, honestly. Yeah. That's what I've been going on. Other than that, I haven't really watched... I don't know. I'm like watching Seinfeld right now. Never watched it.
I watched it when
I heard it's hella good. I've seen the episodes here and there when I was a kid, but...
It's like classic. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like the classic, like, 90s where they say stuff where it's like, you would have not been able to say that now, so...
That's my favorite.
Glad you were able to say it then, you know?
Yeah.
But it's, you know, it's like a thing you sleep to, I feel like.
Right.
It's like a
it's
classic.
Like The Office. It's like...
a classic.
Yeah.
There's also another
Did you watch Friends ever?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm like one of those.
All right.
Hate to admit, I've watched it like 4 times.
4 times? Isn't that like 9 seasons?
I mean, like, you know, like, to sleep to, you know? Same with New Girl. Like, I've seen that, like, 6... Yeah. But, like, you watch it and then you fall asleep. And then you wake up and it's, like, season 4. And you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then you, like, it's season 1 again, like, after your second.
Right. That was, like...
I like New Girl.
Yeah.
New Girl's so
New Girl's so fucking funny, honestly. Like, it's one of those shows that I never bring up.
Oh, yeah, because I can't.
Because it would just be like, dude, okay, it was like, you know a girl sleeping over. You know? like you know that's the only reason why we're watching this. Like...
What? Dude, it's so good.
No, but that's like the first introduction is like a girl like showed me it essentially, and then like from there I was like, oh okay. Oh okay. Like I needed her, you know.
To keep going.
Yeah.
Oh, you needed her to like
just show me
you.
it. Yeah, or not even encourage me, just show me the show. Yeah.
It's so good. Honestly, it's so good. I wouldn't say I've watched every episode because I always like eventually fall asleep. But it's so good. Have you watched any good movies recently?
Good movies. The Orphan's actually pretty good.
The Orphan?
The new one.
Oh.
They made a new one. It's pretty alright. It's a good little prequel.
Where is that? Or what?
I think it's on Hulu. It's on Hulu.
Oh, I don't have Hulu.
Oh,
dude, that's the only thing I don't.
Yeah.
I used to have it with Spotify, and then now it's not.
Oh yeah, now it's Disney and ESPN.
With Spotify?
With Hulu.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I don't really watch Disney.
Dude, I got
or ESPN, honestly.
I got the year membership. It's like $80.
Right.
Dude, I watched like we were like on a Marvel bend for like 2 weeks, and then after
Did you get into any of the Star Wars stuff?
No. I didn't I didn't like grow up watching Star Wars, so I'm like, I respect it.
Right.
I respect it. Like, don't hate me for that. But like I didn't grow up with it.
Right.
So,
yeah,
like,
same. I mean, but also cool. Fuck Star Wars. like
Same with Harry Potter. I wasn't.
Okay, that one that's where I draw the line.
Okay, yeah. Hey.
I wasn't allowed, Mom, to watch Harry Potter.
No, right.
Because wizards.
Right.
You know that good stuff.
Yeah.
Because back in the Bible, they say, if you watch Harry Potter, man.
Specifically Harry Potter.
You're not. Yeah, so I wasn't allowed to watch it. But I respect it. Like, I watched it when I was, like, 16. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is cool, but...
Yeah, growing up, one of my neighbors were, like, Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh.
And, like, they freaking...
I'm not...
They like we would be hanging out, we would be playing with like Legos or whatever, like making blades and weird 8-year-old shit, you know. And then next thing you know, they would be like, all right guys, like now we have to like, if you want to stay here, then we're gonna have to like, we're gonna read the Bible for a little bit. And I was like, you can't force this on me, ma'am. I'm gonna go upstairs and eat a bowl of cereal and then come back downstairs. Like,
I'll wait till you're done, and then we go back to
the shenanigans. I'm here for the shenanigans, ma'am. Like,
that would have been fine with me. I'm like, all right, Mom, like let me just just
but I've also had like Catholic parents who like I would sleep over at a friend's house and they're like, all right, everyone bow your heads, and it was just like, wait, I'm going to sleep though, right? Like I am going to sleep, right?
What's the intention here?
Like it's so like I don't know, to me, like I don't know that part when kid or like friends are coming over, like just let the kids be kids, and then be like, hey, it's time, kick them out, you know, and then you guys do that.
When my cousin came here from the Philippines, she came here when she was 9. And I don't have any siblings. Right. And so she was like, she's the same age as me. So I was like, you're my bestie now. Like, we're sisters. Like, you have no choice.
Right.
And so I would basically force her to like come over to my house like every week. and like every weekend.
Right.
And every weekend is.
Does she live kind of close?
Yeah, she lives in Milpitas.
Oh, sick.
And so like every weekend we would have to go to church.
Right.
So she was Catholic, and my mom was like definitely trying to make her like convert.
Right.
And so she would go to church with me, and she went to church with me for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, my mom just like tried my best to like get her into like, dude, she joined like the guitar school in church and everything, and all that things. And I'm like, dude, that's like the sacrifice that she made for me for like our friendship was to like go to church. I'm not saying it was bad, but I was just like,
I mean, I definitely did that too. I went to fucking Jesus camp as a counselor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
like I did it too.
Jesus camp was fire though.
Dude, Jesus camp is fucking sick. Dude, Jesus camp, go. Food is free.
Dude.
If you're poor enough, they'll take you.
It's
I
fun.
swear to God.
I will pray all day if it means that I get free pizza all day, bro.
Dude, no.
Unlimited salad.
Ice cream out there was fucking sick. We went to. Which
one?
It's because I worked with a youth group called Young Life.
Dude.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I was working with like the South Peninsula stuff, and like and then we worked a lot with the Mid Peninsula, which is Palo Alto and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool. It was just like for me, like I grew up in soccer camps all the way through, and then once I got old enough to even be considered as a counselor, I jumped at it. You know.
It was probably so fun.
So like it was just one of those things where like it was on a Wednesday where I'm not doing anything. You know, it gave me a reason to like not really get high that night, and then just like kick it with the kids.
Young Life's cool.
But yeah, it was really cool. And then we went to Six Flags. We did a whole bunch of shit. And for me it was free. Shout out Grant Hadasaki, my man. Yeah. But yeah, no, that shit was tight. Like some I do think, much like being a server, everyone should go through some religious thing.
For sure.
Like, I think that's it. You kind of like religion is religion. You can have your own beliefs in it, but the moral of the story is just be a good person. Yeah. You know, and that's
kept
pretty.
Me out of a lot of stuff.
It did for me too. Outside, I mean, like I still definitely did a bunch of other shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, it took me out at least three days out of the week to not do anything. Plus, I had soccer, and doing all that. So I was already like, all right, well, I'm not hanging out with my friends that often. I wasn't smoking. Like, I wasn't doing anything. That's when I did my best at school, was that year, junior year. Nice. But yeah, it was really weird. Once you graduated though, or like once you graduate high school, you're just like,
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. Like this was fun.
Yeah. No, I think it was my junior year. I think it was in my junior year of high school too. I wanted to join the Christian summer camps. Like, when you go to the Santa Cruz Mountains, Mount Herman.
Oh yeah,
Mount Herman. And I really wanted to do it.
Some people would use that as like science camp.
I think no, on the other side.
Oh yeah.
Like the railroad. I forgot what it's called.
Like towards 9.
But Mount Herman has like their own, like it's so massive. Anyways, like the summer camp's crazy there because they have like mountain dirt like biking, and they have like zip lining, and they have it's just like.
Did you guys have a blob?
So nice. A what?
A blob? Did you guys have a lake also?
No, because it was just like the beach.
Right. Oh yeah. It's in Santa Cruz.
But like, dude, the 1 week for summer camp is like $2,000.
Yeah.
Dude, they're racking up. Yeah. Anyways, my mom could not afford $2,000 for that, so she signed me up for another type of like high school summer camp, but it was cheaper because you had to work. So like. Nice. Instead of it being $2,000, it was like $700.
Right.
And you had to commit like 8 hours of community service like on the property, and then after you would do something fun.
Dude, but that's kind of tight. That's a mini Burning Man.
That's
a mini Burning Man.
When I like learned about that, I was like, you've got to be kidding me, Mom. Yeah. Like, I'd rather just not go. And she's like, no, it'll be fun. Like,
did you meet any fun people though?
Dude, it was one of the best times in my life.
Yeah, see?
We would be working 8 hours, like scrubbing like bathroom floors, like like pulling out weeds. Like
I was a dishwasher for mine.
Yeah, like
I was dishwasher for 2 weeks, and then I switched.
It's like not fun work, but like they made it so fun. The people were so nice. And then after we would go like surfing and we would do like games and like all the stuff after was so fun. Like it was so worth it. Yeah. And then like I remember at the end of every day, all the girls, like we were in one cabin, and then we would have this time like where the camp counselor would ask us like specific questions, and like everything just like stayed in that cabin.
Yeah.
So it was like the first time, I think it was the first time ever where I was like given a chance to like really like express myself without feeling like I was going to be judged or it was going to like be spread to someone. You know what I mean? It was like, it was such like, it was, I think it was the most impactful, like, safe space for me.
Dude, seriously.
I've never experienced that before.
Yeah, because it would just be you and your bunkmates. You've had, like...
and we're talking about...
just everything.
Everything.
You know, and it was just... And, like... And the craziest part to me was, like, I didn't think I was going to like it because it, like, was, like, put on the schedule. Yeah. You know, so it was just like, why are we forcing this, you know? Yeah. But then, like, once you get down, you're like, it's the end of the day. We still have dinner after this. And then, like, after that, we have all these games and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But, like... that little like powwow essentially just to be like, yo, so like how's everyone doing? Like, everyone's good? Like everyone's good? And then like if someone brought up something, you'd be like, so like have you thought about it? And you're like, not really, not when I'm with you guys. And you're like, fuck yeah. You know, and you're just like these like 12-year-old kids that are like, yeah, dude.
I love Jesus.
Dude, yeah, no. Mine was so my all the campers that I went with, we were all fucking stoners. So, like, we all had our edibles. We all had all that shit.
Yeah.
And, like, for sure. Like, we still had to survive.
Yeah. Essentials are necessary.
But, like, dude, we did not take in account that we were also, like, a mile. Like, I mean, like, might as well been a mile up from sea level, you know? Mm-hmm. So, like, we were just, like, fucking huffing and puffing on these hikes and shit. Yeah. And, like, but, yeah, they had, like, dirt bikes and all this other shit. Yeah. Like, it was cool.
So fun.
And the lake had the, like, blob that you see in, like, Camp Rock and stuff. And I'm like, dude, I'm living the American dream right here. Look at this young immigrant out here. Yeah, shout out moms. We made it.
No, it was so sick. Like, it was so fun, dude. I would, like, every morning, like, we had to read the Bible.
Yeah.
And so, like, I would, like, walk up this, like, creek, and I would, like, literally sit in the middle of the creek, like, while the water is, like, rushing through, like, my legs, and it's, like, so peaceful, like, the birds, and, like, I'm just, like, reading my Bible. I'm like, man, I love Jesus right now. Like, dude, I could read any book. If I'm in that setting, I would love whoever I'm trying to love, you know what I mean?
Right. For me, the craziest thing about it was, like, my mom, like, outside of, like, Catholicism, which I, like, did everything, like, first, like, baptism all the way up to the confirmation. Mm-hmm. And, like, she forced me to do that, you know? The song slapped. Dude. The song slapped, but, like...
Wait, Christian or Catholic?
Catholic.
Oh, okay.
Catholic. They, like, all those old hymns, you know? Like, dude, they, you know?
Dude, Christian songs are...
But no, and then I started doing Young Life, which is Christian.
Oh, okay.
And then I went with one of my counselors. Shout out Dave. I don't want to put your last name out there. Yeah. But he's fucking so sick. Mm-hmm. Him and his wife, they like, you know, are like pretty much always like picked me up, and then we would go to I forgot what it's called, but it's like this massive church, but it's like an African American church. Mm-hmm. And we would be the Asian wife, the white dude, and the brown kid just sitting mid row, just like amongst everyone. Dude, it was so sick. I've seen Travis Scott right here, and sometimes, dude, I don't even get the same feeling. Like, swear to God. I mean, I shouldn't be doing that, but
I was rejoicing, bro.
Oh, dude, it was sick though. It was so sick, and like, I mean, for like what it was, like it was like it was like for me, it was just like I can't put like Jesus or like a thing there. It's more so just like I'm glad that we all kind of like fuck with each other for these like hour and a half, sometimes fucking 2 hours, and you're just like, dude, the game is on.
I got homework.
Yeah, it's Sunday, bro. Like, dude, let me out. But yeah.
It's kind of nice. Like, I'd rather put that picture in my head that it was like so fun and so good, even though
I go to therapy, so like that's what I try to do as much as possible. It's just like, all right, dude, I also had soccer games that I couldn't go to, tournaments that I couldn't play to, so those are potential scholarships that I didn't get, and like blah blah blah, and all these other things, and it was just like all for Jesus, which is like that was it was just like there was this nothingness outside of what I felt. Yeah. Which is supposed to make me whole, and I understand that, but like it was just like, well, like I'm too young to like, like not only focus on that,
Yeah, for sure.
Like school was happening and all this other shit, and you're just like, well, like like I know you won't, like with Young Life is like I know you want me to like still be a counselor, but I'm like now I'm like going to school outside of high school where you would come and pick me up, and now I have my own car, and now I'm like like I moved to Cupertino, and that's when I moved to like Phil's, and that's when I met you guys. So like in a weird way, God did,
But God put in some work somewhere. We wouldn't be here today.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like just those little things.
No, I definitely need to go to therapy for that, because there's definitely a lot of trauma still with the church, but
all right, wait, hold up, we might have to put a pin in this real quick.
Let's end it at I had a lot of trauma with the church. Pause.
What was I saying? Oh, podcast, right? And then so like with podcast being so intimate and whatever, like even when someone like one of my roommates is like coming into the kitchen and I'm cooking and I'm watching a podcast or something, like I'm like I like put it down just in case there's like a joke, like an off joke that like they would be like, what? And then like I also watch like a bunch of like hip hop podcasts, so they're just like talking about like, oh, this one time I went to the strip club and da 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 da, and like all this shit, and like Shotty was bouncing her ass, and I'm like damn. I was like, all right,
that's so cool. I'll find it. I gotta do more.
I mean, I don't really listen to podcasts, I watch them. Like I usually put them on those. That's like my background stuff. Like rather than putting on like what people like what you do with Seinfeld right now is just like that's you start watching and then you might fall asleep. Yeah. And then even if you fall asleep, it ends.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, and then you just go back and watch the shit that you missed.
Yeah.
Plus it's every week, so it kind of like gives me like it's my new. It's like what shows used to be for me, kind of.
Yeah.
Like I don't really watch TV like that, and when I do, they come out full season. So it's just like I don't even have to wait.
Yeah. That's so true.
Yeah. So it's just like a nice little schedule.
Yeah.
Kind of like a mental schedule. I feel hella old when I like you just like, oh, like I got my podcast today, like and I'm just like, all right, so like I'm
excited.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's like I think it's like reading a book,
Right.
It's like you're trying to figure out like what works for you.
Yeah.
Right now I'm like, oh yeah. I honestly just forget that they exist and that they're an option. I think the first time like when they like really started to, when podcasts started being a thing, I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I just like never understood it, and then I just like continued to not understand it.
Dude, I've always wanted to make a podcast.
Dude, same.
Like
same,
always.
Same. I really like I've been wanting to do one for a while.
When I first like got into it was like when I started working at like Cupertino. Like that's when I first got into like podcasts and like watching them and stuff like that. But that's like early, like like your mom's house kind of.
Yeah.
Like they were still around for like 2 years, but like you catch up real quick because of fucking YouTube.
Yeah.
And then you like know all the jokes and you're like, all right, I'm caught up.
Yeah.
And then
That would have been so sick to do a podcast during our Phil's time.
It would have been amazing. I honestly brought it up to Billy as like how he was letting Manny do his thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, can we just like get the like store for like an hour and a half?
Dude.
And then he was just like, I don't know, like if you can get the okay from Phil's.
Oh, it would have to be, like,
unless the podcast itself isn't about Phil's.
Yeah.
Although like every guest is gonna be a Phil employee, a Phil customer, someone who's drinking it.
Yeah.
So it was just like it's.
I actually got rejected from Phil's today.
Damn. You reapplied?
I applied to be a shift lead, actually, because I just need to pick something up, like, to get extra cash.
Right.
And I was like, dude, I get dreams about making coffee. And every time
I hear they're not doing amazing, that's why.
About Phil's?
I don't want to put that out there, world, but...
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I mean, they're cutting back just because, like, they're not what they were
for sure.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You know?
No, like, I've just, like, I just want to make coffee. Maybe all
they don't even have that bar-to-bar interaction anymore.
But that's okay. Like, I just literally want to...
Do you like the flow of it?
Literally just...
Yeah.
Hot water and just...
Yeah,
raise
it was fun. And,
dude,
like, honestly, Phil's was fun. Like, as a barista... was so much fun.
I still talk about it, and I still tell people, I'm like, I miss it.
Yeah.
Like, the whole actual, like, what you're saying, the act of making the coffee.
Yeah. You get that extra, like, small drip of...
it, like, hurts so good.
Give me a cup of hot water and just...
I forgot we used to collect drips, and then you can, like, drink that shit.
And then it was so good.
And
like,
it was, like,
people, like, try my drip. It's so fire.
Ew.
So fire. No, people
I've been dripping hazelnut and Jamaican Blue Mountain all day. Yeah,
the amount of Jamaican Blue Mountain that I use,
we would waste.
Holy shit, dude. They'd be like, why are you ordering? The part is one bag per like 2 months. Like, that's what we order.
We would just order that because we would just use. Anytime a customer was like, "Yo, make me something Jamaican Blue," I'm like, "You're getting some good shit today," because I wanted to be the best barista.
It was like $9. It was like $9 a cup.
And I'll tell them, I'm like, "Yeah, you got a little Jamaican Blue in there," and they're like, "Yeah." I'll be like, "Come back to me, bro." Yeah, it was so fun. Anyways, I wanted to go back to be a shift lead just to re-experience what we had.
But honestly, like, baristas get paid pretty okay also.
They get paid like minimum wage.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's good. I mean, I don't know.
And I didn't want to like mop floors, bro. Like, I didn't want to like wash dishes. Like, I wanted to tell people. Yeah. And then I'd be like, all right, I'm going to hop on a little bit. But I basically got rejected because they needed me every weekend to at least one weekend shift. And I can't do that. Yeah. With markets. So, like,
How are the markets?
Like, so funny. It's good. We were
in Pasadena and shit, right?
Yeah, I was literally like we were at the Rose Bowl yesterday. Fuck. Which is crazy, dude.
Have you been to the Rose Bowl before?
No.
Oh, so dude, that's sick. That's like going to like a venue and you're like playing it.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, this is, like that's and your first time there. Dude, that's so fucking sick.
It's like the freaking Oracle Arena.
And you're paid to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So the first time we went was last month, and we haven't even hit a year of doing markets.
Right. Last month was college football's thing happening. Huh? Rose Bowl. When's the Rose Bowl? Or like.
Oh, like not
the parade, but the football game. Didn't that just happen like last month? I don't know.
I don't know when bowl season is for college. I think it's like is it around the same time as the NFL playoffs or no?
I don't know.
Wait, college football is like fall season. So if it's like is it the end of the season?
I mean, yeah.
So then it would be like in November. Yeah. It would be in like November.
I don't know. Yeah. But
it's a parking lot. It's not even inside.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, but still, it's
huge.
It's like holds like 60,000 people plus.
There's enough space for 10,000 booths, and so there's like up to like 100,000 people or so that come.
So is it just like hella like local people, like all like everyone from
No, but
LA?
there's a lot of like Alameda Antiques Fair is like the biggest antiques market in the Bay Area, and then the biggest one in LA is the Rose Bowl. Okay. So there are people from the Bay Area that would drive all the way to the Rose Bowl and do that once a month, and then there's people from LA that would do Alameda and drive up and do that every month.
So do you ever go like picking?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh my
dude,
gosh.
that should be your YouTube. Oh fuck.
Dude.
That should be
that should be I don't know if I like really I don't know if like I should really like I mean it's not bad. It's not bad. But like because I think a lot of people do this too, but like a lot of people I know a lot of people do this, but typically for vendors a lot of vendors would actually go shopping in the beginning. So like at 6 a.m.
Oh, before the crowd
they
is there.
would leave their booth and go shopping and then bring it to them and then sell it at their booth.
Right. It's America, baby.
Yeah, dude. It's like so like the Alameda market, and we do that all the time. But like for example, like the Alameda market, last Sunday. I went shopping, walked around, and did you guys ever watch Storage Wars?
Yeah.
Okay, do you guys know Dave?
He's the skinnier one or the?
He's like short, like.
Oh no, then.
I don't know if I remember.
I never watched Storage Wars, but he's on there.
Right.
And I think he got fired because he was like such an asshole. And
Not the point of the show.
But he was like super good at
picking
and whatever. Anyways, he sells there, and I bought 4 chairs from him. Okay, it was $250. I bought it down. I got it for $200. I got 4 chairs. 4 chairs, and I brought them over to my booth, and within 2 hours, it got sold for $650.
Damn.
Yeah. So like. Is that wrong? I don't know. Like,
that's just the market. That's just
that's
the market.
No, that's not
I mean, we display it differently. We also work on it. Like,
right. That's what I was going to say. So, like, that's what I was going to bring up. So, like, just for the listeners to know, like, Allison does have the Rummagery. You can follow her here or something.
At the Rummagery.
Yeah,
Instagram,
like,
Thanks.
And yeah, so, like, it's a lot of buying, selling, refurbishing and all that, which is awesome. And I know that when you first started this during the end towards the middle pandemic, towards the latter end, the beginning of it, that's when you brought it up to me, and like being like, I'm gonna help out my dad, and blah blah blah, and do all that stuff. So like ever since then, you've been real hands on with it, and it's really been picking up. Dude,
it's crazy. It was actually like, so when we were hanging out and I was living in Palo Alto. You were even there when I got injured.
Right.
And that's what forced me to go home and like move out. Also, that place was very toxic,
right,
as you know.
Yeah.
And I moved back home, and then I was working at home, and then that's when I started helping out my dad. And so I was doing that for about like 2-3 months, and I was sick. Like I was injured, my dad was injured, and you were just selling like IKEA furniture for like $50 and just trying to make like $10 here, $10 there. And we would just pick up random shit and then just sell it for like $10 more. And then it was going really well, but we had no structure, no foundation.
Right.
Like, I just kind of threw myself into this. And during that time, I literally have a Google Doc of all my plans. And I wanted to sell at the San Jose flea market, like just down the street, and sell all of our shit for like, $5, $10, whatever, and just like get rid of stuff.
Yeah.
And that was like my goal. I was like, the goal is like to sell at the San Jose flea market. Like,
did you guys
already
have the garage full of it?
My dad had like a bunch of inventory from his photography. He was selling cameras for like 10 years or so, and that was just stacked up. And then he started buying furniture but not really selling, because he was just one guy, so it was like, he was buying more than selling. And then I just started helping him out and stuff, and it was going really well. And then after like January or so, I just kind of like stopped. Like, I really just kind of got sick of it, and like just I realized that our foundation was not solid in the company, and also in me and my dad's relationship. Like, we like barely knew each other. Like, we just started talking like that year, so we had like 8-9 months of I did not know this guy. It was
a stranger.
And then we were just starting a business together. And I was like, bro, I don't even know who you are.
Dude,
like,
but that's kind of your style. Is a head first type of deal. Like you could have just applied as a barista, but you're like, nah, fuck it. Like, bitches need me. Like,
yeah, that's true. No, but I think I really recognized that like my dad and I didn't know each other, and if we were gonna run a business and not really know each other that well, I think it was gonna hinder our like relationship moving forward.
Right.
Whereas I was just gonna look at him as a business partner rather than like an actual father.
Right.
And also like I didn't have a lot of experience knowing who he was, like what he went through, like who he was. You know what I mean?
So I mean, we can completely not talk about it if you want, but like I kind of have like a similar situation a little bit with like my sister, where like I didn't meet her until I was like 5 or like 4.
Yeah.
And she was already 5 and 6, so it's just like she's already kind of.
When what? Wait, what?
I didn't meet her until like later on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like we have like this weird relationship always, and it's always been weird.
To this day.
Yeah, she's also my half sister. So like she grew up with my dad. you know.
Yeah.
But he was also in and out.
Yeah.
You know, so like we both didn't really, you know.
Yeah.
So like and it was like a weird transition for sure. And like the only reason why I bring that up is like she's my sister, but I don't view her the same way that I think other people view her. Like I've humanized her and her experiences so much that I'm like, damn, like you're like, yes,
like
my sister, but like, but also like, you know, you're your own individual who like I can't even like begin to imagine what you're feeling inside, and like I only saw how you reacted to things, so I can only imagine what was going in internally. But
that was the same thing I think with my dad. It was like it's so weird because I like have to consistently tell myself like this is like a person,
right?
You know, and like he went through so much shit, like just so much shit on his own, like that I was living in the same house. I mean, we lived in the same house together since high school, so it's been like 10 years, but I never knew what he went through like throughout all of that, and it was a lot. And so like that was one thing, and then I had to learn how he is like as a dad to me. Like I think I'm still learning that, like I think it's still like weird for us to be so close together all the time every day when we didn't have that for like I didn't have that for 20 years.
But do you feel like you're kind of making up for lost time maybe? Does it feel that way a little bit? For
sure. It does. It also feels super like it also feels like wrong. Where it's like I'm just so used to him being in the background that like him being so like involved in my life now, it makes me feel like, is this like normal? Is this like what you're supposed to do? Do you know what I mean?
I met my older sister like, when I was 3.
It's just like a mental thing, and it's something that I'm battling with to this day. But anyways, I took a break, and like after those 3 months, I went on a rampage. As you know, I was just off the grid on a bender for like 6 months straight.
It was fun.
It was fun,
dude. I mean,
10 out of 10.
Yeah,
5 stars.
It was also during a pandemic. Yeah. So like really like who gives a fuck? There was no rules. Like it's fine.
There was no rules. Yeah. It was like. It was so fun.
Yeah.
It was so fun. And after like 6 months, I was like, okay, I need to start drinking water. I need to start sleeping. I need to start learning, you know, just like getting my life back.
Yeah.
And then, And then, since like August of last year, we've been going at it. So it's been like a year. We like hit our 1 year mark like a month ago.
Right.
I think it was actually like at the Rose Bowl. I like posted about it, and I was like,
that was your 1 year?
Yeah.
That's like that's like a local DJ getting midway, like their first year.
Yeah.
Like,
it was
what
so
the fuck,
cool.
dude? Like,
it was
that's
wild.
sick.
It was wild.
Damn.
Because like the Rose Bowl was like, I like literally wrote it in my Google Docs. I was like, this is a year 2 goal, like summer year 2 goal, like you know. And then we just like we're like, let's just do it. We just sign up.
But it's a market, right?
Yeah, the process is not very hard to get into. It's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, I mean, but like the thing is, like, there's obviously like the same way that like, well, DJing is like you can play at Phono Bar.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you're playing at Phono Bar.
Is that?
You know?
I don't know what that means.
It's
but
like a little bar. It's just like a little bar, or like you're playing somewhere else. You know, like. I'm not
like
gonna
the Midway.
Like the Midway or something.
Yeah, dude. Like
so
that was the last time I saw you play.
Yeah, like, that was so much fun. I got so fucked up. I got so
with your wig.
Up. Yeah, I had it like. I'm honestly glad I kind of wore a wig. Just because
you were rocking it.
I was fucked up. Like that
you
shit.
were flipping your hair. Like every time I'd be like, Danny. It'd be like, Danny. And he'd be like, yeah.
Dang.
Look.
He'd be like, yeah. Like you had.
Why were you wearing a wig? Just for fun?
Everyone was wearing a wig except for Fabian. Yeah, because we opened it for the Sponges, and the Sponges are like funky and they wear costumes and everything. Okay. So we were like, dude, we like literally everyone. I was fortunate enough to make the lineup. So like everyone who was on the lineup.
You're so humble.
Everyone who
you deserve that.
Like was on the lineup. That was their first time playing at the Midway. So I was just like, I'm gonna shoot like everyone their first fucking gig there, you know.
That's so sick.
Like just bring up all the homies, because I know at the end of the year, with not countdown, New Year's Eve, the Midway does like 3 days, and they always have hella local acts, and it's usually the people who play there. So I'm like, if for whatever reason you guys can get the gigs, there you go.
Yeah.
You know, like that
was so sick. Like,
but
watching
it was so much fun.
Like, dude, like, I was literally thinking about on the way here, like, the first time I ever saw you DJ was at our Thai nights. Yeah. Like, literally, it was him and Christian. We were in the middle. I will never forget it, because we completely blocked the walkway in the middle of the fields, and there was like 8 of us, and you guys came in hella late, and you brought your little controller, and we were talking, like, we were, you know, enjoying ourselves as we do during Thai night, and you guys were just in your little, and I was like, what are you guys doing? Like, are you guys playing a video board game? Like, what are you guys doing? And you're like, we're making music. And I was like, where? I can't hear anything. Yeah. I don't see anything. And then you were just explaining. I was like, I had no idea what you're doing. And then now, like, you know, a month or 2 ago, I saw you at the Midway. Like, that's some crazy progression too, dude.
Yeah, I mean, no. Luckily, with how things have been going with Meraki and everything, like, shout out to Lex and shout out to the whole team. Too many of you guys. But yeah, like we've like been around. Yeah. Enough to where people were like, all right, we'll do something. Yeah. And they give us an opportunity to do something. Yeah. And for the most part, when people ask us, we hit our marks. Nice. And whenever it's like a show, it's a us show. So it's just like, you know, we just do what we got to do. Yeah. But yeah, it's been fun. The past like couple months, we've been kind of taking a little break. Mm-hmm. Like after Outside Lands, we were like, all right, 2023, we're the Bay Area collective of Meraki is going to take a break, and then we're going to focus everything on Sacramento right now, because that's where Lex is located, and she can, you know, we have a solid team out there, with all of them being female. So shout out to Sac for having so many female artists who like link up together, because that's been what I hear. Yeah. The hardest thing for females is to like link up and actually give a fuck about each other. Yeah. So like that's really cool, and Lex has been kicking ass over there. She's been doing all the big shows. She opened up for Dylan Francis. Dude. You know, like, dude, like, it's fucking huge. Nice. Yeah. So that's like, so sick. Yeah. Dude. So it's just like little things like that where, you know, focusing on every, like, bit by bit. Yeah. You know?
You're pushing. You're hustling.
Right. Yeah. And, but yeah, like, 2023, my goal with this podcast is to, you know, help that brand, you know, and get guests and do all this other stuff and like chat with people and do all that stuff. So like,
I feel like you and I are very similar on how we work. It's never like linear, you know. It's kind of like, okay, we're here now. Let's go, dude.
I get bored. You can ask all my exes. So I get bored.
I get very bored. Yeah. Like if I ever see like any stagnant, like if it becomes stagnant in any way, I just move the fuck on. Yeah. Like I just can't. And that's like the one thing that I really like enjoy about the Rummagery is that I'm able to like, we're in this direction. Let's just, you know, like
see where it goes.
Now, you know, we're in the Bay Area. Now let's just go to Sacramento. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can just rotate, you can move, you can step back. That's where anyway, you know.
Right. That's where I'm at with Meraki. Is just like I was saying this last year before, or like 2 years ago before the pandemic. I was just like Meraki Bay Area tour, you know. And I was like, we were about to do it.
That's sick. We had like one
San Jose, Oakland, San Francisco, and then maybe Sac would be the final one. Nice. And then, so that was the goal, but, you know, pandemic hit and, like, blah, blah, blah. So, like, then we were going to do it the next year. And then, like, who would have thought that after a pandemic life is a little harder?
Who would have thought everything's expensive?
Who would have thought that gas was $7 at one point? We were okay with that.
Everyone's just walking around traumatized. Like, yeah.
It was insane. So, yeah, like I'm really pushing for 2023, like that to be kind of like where I'm gonna try.
What are your goals as a person in 2023, like overall?
I want to have more than 50 conversations with people on a mic.
Nice.
Like,
okay.
It's a number. I never have goals that is a number.
Numerical.
Yeah. Like I've never been like, I'm gonna hit 30 push-ups.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like that's my goal. And it's like no, like I've never. But like this I can actually like put in stone and like see and count and be like, all right, this is
discipline too.
Right.
You know, like really put like you have like a very direct goal.
Right. And also cool. Like my awkward ass in public, don't talk to me in public also, please. Like this is a one-on like a pretty like a group conversation, you know? So like it's a little different. Yeah. But like and so like I'm practicing for social interactions.
Yeah.
Like genuinely.
For
like,
sure.
After COVID, like I was with my buds the entire time.
Yeah.
We didn't need the world. Like we can go to the beach. We can go to El Techo. We can we can do it all, you know?
Yeah.
And it was just like us. And like that was fun. But like then I was like, oh fuck, like I'm still running events, but I don't want to talk to the DJs even just because I felt weird. I felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then I didn't want my uncomfortable energy to rub off on them. And then next you know, the group feels weird.
Yeah, dude, I totally feel that.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just like one of those things where I'm like practicing.
Yeah, to like interact again, dude. My social anxiety now is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
At Phil's, you could be anyone, and I will become your best friend that day. Like I will talk it up like. It's what the Rummagery does help with that because I start like talking to customers.
Right.
Like, how do I convince this random person to buy 6 chairs right now and a table, maybe a few pillows? Like, how do I do that?
Yeah.
And like, I'm trying to sell a table. I don't even know where it's from. I don't even know who made it. But like, how do I sell it? Yeah. It's so interesting, you know. And like,
so what is your best? What is your best? Like, what is your sales method?
My sales pitch.
Not pitch, because like each thing is gonna be different. It's just method. Just be like, if you scope out like a 42-year-old who has money to spend woman just walking around and you're like,
they're all 42-year-old women now.
I know. I know.
That's actually our demographic.
I was trying to paint a picture for them.
That's so funny. That's hilarious.
So if you're pitching it to them, like, what do you like? How do you like? Obviously, they're like asking a question about this and like blah blah blah. But like, are you like at Phil's? It was a little different. Yeah, we weren't selling anything because they were already there.
Yeah, you know? They're already. Like, yeah, I think one of the biggest things is like. It's like even in Phil's, right? Like when someone is confused or they don't know or they're deciding, you give them the space to feel comfortable of deciding and understand. Like if you're a new customer and like you're at Phil's, it's intimidating. Like you don't see a single.
Especially when Phil's is Phil's and the line you waited 25 minutes for a cup of coffee that you don't even know how to order.
And then you don't have a latte. And then you can't even get a latte. Yeah. And it's like, dude, this is overwhelming. Where's the cream? You know? So it's like the first thing for me is like making sure they feel comfortable.
Right.
Like, I'm going to give you space, actually. I'm not going to go up to you and be like, right here, now, you know? But I don't know. There's different, it depends how interested they're in.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
But you have like 3 like gears where it's like you are watching the room. You're like me. Like you're watching the room, then you play the room, and then you are the room.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like then you're like, oh, okay, like now I got your attention.
Now
Let's
got
go.
things going.
You know, and then like because that's kind of how you've been ever since, like at least how I see it with like your birthday when you turned 21 and we did the thing, and like that was fucking so sick, and it was like that was
we
like
needed a photographer and videographer.
All we had is fucking Snapchat and Instagram,
like no service, like dude, I think that's how good of a party it was. Like no one took photos.
I think the only ones that we did take were us saying happy birthday to you, and then shortly after because our phones were already out.
Dude, I'll still like run into random people that were like, "Hey, didn't I meet you at that like Allison's party when you were the bartender?"
Way.
And I was like, "Yeah, I was a bartender," but I was like,
"Dude, there would be so many people would be like, what is the Starburst drink?"
Was it Starburst? Skittles.
Like, send me the Skittles recipe right now because I don't know where I woke up the next day, so I need it.
Sugar.
Dude, it's so good, dude. Shout out to Matt for being the best. If you need a 21st birthday bartender.
Oh my gosh.
I can't figure out how to... Am I okay over here?
No, yeah.
Okay.
That
was so fun.
Spot.
That was genuinely such a fun...
that was super dope.
That was crazy. I'll never have a party like that ever again. But
I'm mostly like, this is more of a you question, but favorite memory from that night?
Mm-hmm. Oh, from that night?
Yeah.
Oh,
shit. It was probably this, like, Joe's watching me the whole night, like, behind the bar. And I'm like, I'm starting to get really busy. And he's just like, yo, you want me to jump in? And I was just like, yeah, dude, I'll teach you on the fly. And, like, it was just, like, me and Joe going right into, like, Phil's mode. And we're just, like, helping each other out.
How can I help you today?
I'm teaching. Dude, he was, like, on point. Because he was watching me for the last, like, hour. And I was just, like, he was staying next to me. And I was like, I think he was, like, studying me.
Right.
And then he just goes right into it. And it was just, like, me and him tag teaming. And it was just, like, that was so fun to just, like, we still talk about it, me and Joe. We're just, like,
dude, that night was crazy.
On the fly.
I, like, barely saw you, dude.
I know. Well, it was... You were all over the place.
Dude, I barely
so
drank.
for the listeners out there, we were like in the woods.
My friend's
we were
house.
in the woods.
We saw a lot of each other for prep, remember? Because we like prepped everything and all that stuff. And then once the party started, it was like, dude, you had to host it plus be the
right.
Yeah.
You were running. You were also the birthday girl.
Yeah.
So everyone was just like, let's take a shot, picture, this, that, you know. Yeah. So like, but like there was like 3 cabins, which one was like a VIP and then one was like the VVIP.
The VVIP.
Yeah.
And then there was like a little like swing area where there was like the gazebo. Oh, and then there was like the
beer on tap, jungle juice
on tap, dude.
Pool bar.
So I mean, it was a professional birthday for sure. It was so sick, but like it was
incredible.
It genuinely, you know, how it felt like. It felt like a high school party again, but with adults.
But like extravagant style.
Yeah, because we had the twinkly lights.
Like it wasn't like we like I was like I don't know why, but like we weren't like, although we were drinking out of solo cups, it felt like it was at least a clear plastic one.
Yeah,
you know,
we
like
had
that we get at clubs.
We had Wi-Fi. You know, we had Costco pizza.
Yeah, you know, like
delivered.
Our parents weren't there. We were directing traffic, how to park and everything.
What was your friend's name that? The cabin?
Kevin.
Kevin, there you go.
Yeah, he lives in Washington now. Yeah.
You talked to him still or no?
Not really. But he bought a house there.
Damn.
Like, and it was like not built or anything. It was like half built, and he like built it on his own and just like bought a house. And I'm like, yo, what are you doing for your 30th birthday?
Running back.
That was so
I'd be down.
Fun,
Destinations. Instead of destination weddings, because like
destination 30.
Just weddings in general.
Yeah.
But destination birthdays. That should be a thing. I mean, I feel like it is a thing, but like it should be like more like more common. more celebrated.
Yeah,
you know,
it's also a lot more money
for sure. But
doing it every year, and then everyone has a birthday.
Not every year. Oh. Hell no. But I'm just saying,
for
like
30.
Even just like like for the big ones, like 25, 21, 25, 30, maybe 40. if you got it like that, 35. If you want to, you know, like if you got it like that,
you can do like Jesus here, 33.
33.
Oh,
that's always a fun year to like get crazy. I got
Matt, how old are you again?
I'm 34, about to be 35.
Okay, so like 35. That's a good number.
35 is a dope number.
That's cool.
Dude, I remember your birthday party. Was it your birthday party in the backyard?
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
everybody from Phil showed up that, so it has to be that
night, was
yeah.
super fun too.
That was fun too.
Yeah, we were spending that night also.
Yeah.
That was like, I remember you telling me, you're like, I want you to help me throw a party. And then we were like, oh, we can go even bigger for yours. So that's
oh my God. Wait, because your birthday's before mine, right?
Well, it was like, I think it was the year before that I had that party. And then the next year was going to be your 21st. And then we were like, but I was at Phil's for 4 years, so it could have been even crazy. The window is wide open. I was there for the whole time you were there. So.
Yeah. That was crazy. So sick, dude. Yeah, that was so fun. I don't remember what we were talking about before, but that was so fun. That was a good tangent.
We're talking about your company, I think, right?
Oh, yeah, my success story.
Talking about your success, dude.
Oh, my God. Let's go back to it.
But no. Okay, so from the Rummagery, right?
Yeah.
Now that you are in these bigger markets and doing everything else like that, what is the goal? Like, are you trying to get like a storefront, or are you is that the goal?
My goal is to hire people to take my job, so I no longer do it.
Right.
That is my big fucking goal right now.
Yeah.
Is to be able to get to a revenue standpoint where I'm like, go start setting up those shelves for me. Go lug those 6 dressers that we have to take. You know, that's the ultimate goal. Is what we really want to do. Like, this is like a past 5-year mark, but is like when me, my dad, my boyfriend were traveling the world and sourcing.
Wait. When we're traveling.
Yeah, when we do end up traveling.
I like that. I love that manifesting.
We source out our furniture.
It's like the Shane Company. Yeah. We only get our diamonds from the finest sources.
Shane Company.
You got a friend in the Shane.
You got a friend in the Rummagery. So like we would source like internationally, and then get one of those big
boutiques
boxes,
or whatever.
And then ship it over here while people run the booth for this. Yeah. But right now the biggest thing is that I need to finish the website. And it's taking me so long. I'm just so bored and lazy. Like, I'm so lazy. It's such a monotonous thing. It's so annoying to do. But like, get online, have our online platform, and then it would be nice to have a little store like up in the East Bay and like just sell some of our stuff, because our customers ask like all the time, dude. Yeah. Every market we're like, where is your store? And right now we have people come to our house, like in our garage.
Right.
And it's fine, but like, it's a freaking garage. Like, how much can you sell? But people,
I mean, the garage is also kind of cute.
Yeah, it works. It works. Like, people will buy stuff.
Like, not for nothing, like, the way you have it set up is already like a shop.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. It's like you walk in and it's not just like a cluttered space. Like, that's the way that I think. Where I'm like, I see American Pickers and like all this.
Yeah.
I'm like, things are just all over the place. You gotta climb.
We try to set it up nice, but
but you guys are also in the like refurbishing, so you're just like, we're here to make them nice.
That's like where so that's like another avenue that we didn't really see, like that we
being a thing.
Yeah, right. Like early in the stages, but now we're getting projects where people message us on Instagram like, hey, we got 4 chairs, like, can you fix it for us?
Yeah.
And that's like super new for us. Like, we're actually working on our first project this week, and I think we have 3 projects lined up, and then we capped it at that because it's going to take about like a month to finish all those. So we actually expanded the garage to be most like half now of just all
workshop.
The workshop, and then the rest is going to be our shop. But it would be nice to have a little shop, because I mean, after a while, the garage is not going to work anymore.
Right.
And so I'm hoping that we could have the garage just be a workshop, and then we have another shop where people can actually like look at our stuff. Yeah. But I want to do workshops, like where we can like teach people how to do woodworking.
That'd be cool.
I don't know how, but like if we can give people like certifications that like went through the Rummagery, and like you have a certification in woodworking, that'd be so sick.
Certification is a certification based on who gives it, right?
True. Yeah, I'm like, is there a board where we have to go through like the board of woodworking? Like, I don't know, dude.
Nah, because like I refurbish things. Cause I work at a paint company.
Yeah.
So like that's what we do, but for exterior homes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that's definitely like the thing I think that you have going on was the refurbishing aspect.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like with that, then like let's just say there's a family that has like a cupboard that they love, but they also always use.
Yeah.
But they always want to keep it nice.
Yeah.
So then they'll come to you every 2-3 years or something like that, and just be like, hey, just like, hey, there's some dings here. Can you just fix them?
People always need, like, I don't think like wood refinishing is a super popular thing for people to know how to do.
No.
And like,
but all you really need is a sander.
Yeah. And like a couple oils and stains here and there, and then you call it a day. But like, a lot of people now, like, so our garage, like, that's where we work out of. So we always have furniture out there all the time. So people always, like, our neighbors every single day see my dad, my boyfriend working on some random chair, some random table. People come up to us now and, like, they ask them, like, to work on their cabinets, to work on their, like, my dad was telling me the other day that one of their neighbors, like, came up to him, like, crying. And she was like, my battery for like my car isn't working. Like, can you reprogram it so that it like work for like my car key? And he was like, no, you have to go to your dealership for that.
Like, I work with wood.
Yeah. No. Like, no, I can't reprogram your car key, bro. Like, what? No. So, like, yeah. So it's cool. Like, people are starting to recognize like their talent, and like it's been probably like less than 6 months since they really started refurbishing and reupholstering too. Like, that was another thing. Like, so it's cool.
So with really cool. Anderson being a part of it,
my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Shout out to Anderson.
Dude, Anderson, aka Dedo,
like, aka Dedo Cuadrado.
Dude, the homie. I want to say that I introduced them together. Like, I just want to put that out there. I definitely took Allison out to her first event where she met him. I'm just saying.
Wait, did you know him first, or just because of the event?
He did not know him.
Oh, okay.
No. I knew of him. Just because I hung around with that Brazilian crowd for a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Actually, you did, because the first party.
He's Brazilian?
He's Brazilian, yeah.
I've seen pictures of him. I did not think he was a Brazilian.
Yeah.
I don't know what I thought. I thought he was like maybe like black and like something else.
Really?
Maybe like Filipino and something else. I don't know. I don't know what I thought he was.
Yeah, he's like super Brazilian. Yeah. He's like from Brazil.
Yeah. But like no one ever knows what I am. It was like guess the craziest stuff.
We live in the Bay, so like most of us are like mixed or like but he's from but like Danny took me to like my first party ever. It was like literally the first, like during COVID too.
And like
the government don't fucking live for us.
It was after
government
the
don't want
yeah.
It was like it was at Sutter.
Yeah,
it was at Sutter. Oh my god. And like I was just like trying to understand. I was like, so what kind of music is it? Like, and he was like, yeah, it's house music. And also like there's a huge Brazilian community. And I was like, what? Like, that's so random.
Yeah.
Like he's like, there's a bunch of Brazilians. I was like, that's so cool. Like, can I like be friends with them? And he was like, yeah, dude. Like, do whatever you want.
Anyone in this room, you can talk to. I swear to God, I'm not holding you hostage.
And I was like, cool. So like, I finally like located the Brazilians at the party, and I was like,
which wasn't hard to find. Like they were like.
Well, the first person that I found was Val. It's very not.
Which
it's
I
very
can imagine
easy.
how you bumped into her, which is either she literally bumped into you, or she was
like, she looks interesting.
She was just dancing.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
I was like,
went up
let's
to her.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, she's best friends with Anderson.
Right.
And so then that's how we started it all. So yeah, I will give you credit.
Hell yeah. Call me Cupid, actually. Thank you.
Thank you. But
I was say, you gotta give him a little credit for that.
Yeah. No, you did. You took me to, you took me to first house party. Yeah. And then now like that was
part of your life.
That was like
now.
my life, you know? So that was super cool. And you were like, I didn't know anything about it at all.
I just knew you liked to dance. I was like, dude, Allison,
I loved house music, but I didn't know anything about it. And I didn't know anyone that listened really to house music or anything. And like, you guys were the only kind of people that like, I would listen to house music only at Phil's when they would
let us
play Pandora.
Yeah.
And then I was able to learn it. I was like, this is so cool. Like, you could dance to it and stuff. And then you finally took me, and Bruja was playing too. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, like now it's been like.
Bruja's one of my like goal guests.
Oh my gosh.
I love her.
Do you know her?
I heard of her.
Oh my gosh,
dude,
she's
opened up for like Chris Lake and
I love Chris Lake.
and like dude, and not just that, but like when
Purple Disco Machine.
Also, like we gave Nina her first set.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, you
so
can
like
take that credit for sure.
Like we gave her first set, and like
she's basically me, you know, like it's the same.
So much success. So much success.
But yeah, dude,
when you think about success,
think about me. Me and Bruja, we're the same.
I mean, we're the same, dude. Hell yeah. I mean, now she's going out to like SoCal and
she's
shit.
Doing
also,
so well.
Dude, I love her, and also she's just
sweet.
so fucking nice, and like you know everything that she has, she definitely deserves. She's like fucking been super kind all the way through.
Yeah,
and then also
super humble.
Kicked ass at every single show.
Yeah,
and like it takes a lot of time and like effort to be those two things.
Yeah.
Some people choose to be really good at a show, but won't talk to people.
Yeah.
And then sometimes people are just so charismatic that they don't give a fuck about their music.
Yeah.
And it's one or the other, but she's so like, you know.
She's like the epitome of like, she's like what I want to show when there's like all these DJs that are so.
Right. I'm just waiting for her to drop an album or an EP or some sort of music just so when I can like, you know, like, just be like, dude, this is her outside of a mix, you know?
Yeah. But I think her, like, staying humble is, like, I wish more people were like her because...
Yeah. She's played at Desert Hearts. It's a freaking 3-day festival.
Yeah.
You know, just like...
Yeah, and she's just like,
Yeah, it's awesome.
She's so cool.
There's so many... There's a couple of, like, dope DJs who, like, blew up instantaneous where I'm just like, holy shit, you deserve it. You know?
Dude.
And she's definitely one of those, like... even with like Fully is like the complete opposite side of the spectrum where like he's been grinding forever, and then
dude,
like
he showed
now
up to my house like randomly.
Really?
For Taco Tuesday.
Oh, for Taco that makes sense because he's like with Kenny and and Andres and all them.
Yeah. No, but that's cool. He's super cool too. He's super nice.
But he started doing like hip hop when he first started producing.
Yeah.
And then started doing like trap. Like EDM trap.
Nice.
And
that's
then
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just switched over to whatever the fuck he's doing now.
Nice, dude. So Anderson, like I introduced Anderson to yerba mate, so he like didn't know anything about it.
He's Brazilian though. Don't they have hello yerba mate out there? Isn't that where it's made?
I don't know. No, I think he knows what a yerba mate is, but he doesn't know the drink.
Oh, okay.
So he just thinks it's like a tea. Dude, thank you so much. So I showed him what this was. And then, like, he didn't know it was, like, an energy drink. So he started drinking one at, like, 10 p.m. Dude, he was up until 4.
4? Holy shit. Dude, that shit smacked him
then. Dude. He was like, oh, yeah, let me get some, like, juice. I'm like, dude, this is an energy drink. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, this is like a coffee cup. This is like a cup of coffee. Like, this is what wakes you up. So now he's been drinking this instead of Red Bull. So
dude, speaking of my last therapy session, right? Dude, it was so sick. Fucking so I'm poor. So my therapy is run by this like I can't say it technically, but a family member. And then she like whatever. And then she has her own office, but she has students come. So she's like, students will practice with you, and you'll have a new therapist every 6 months.
Whoa.
And like blah blah blah. So I'm like, oh, this is kind of tight.
That's kind of cool.
So it's like a new sketchbook.
Yeah.
Like, but also like if I wanted to, I can go back to each therapist and be like, hey, can I see what your notes were?
Oh, thanks, dude. Tell me.
But yeah, I was just like, can I see what your notes were and then compare it to the next guy? Because it's 6 months later.
Right.
You know, so it would be
theoretically,
like but that little program's running out. And I'm like, dude, I got so used to therapy, like going to therapy and like you know just talking to someone. Who's there to try and diagnose. You know. I'm okay.
Okay.
But yeah,
That's cool.
It's cool. And like for the most part, like it's so unconventional, you know, because I'm like, hey, you want to meet, like, link up at like 7? And they're like, yeah, it's fine, you know, because it has to be outside of office hours, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. I definitely love therapy. But my last session, to circle back, was we were talking about this in particular, and the podcast, and she was just like, so like pretty much being like, what I told you is like, this is very selfish of you, you know. But I'm like, I said that from the start, so this is not you don't get any points. You know. And so, but she was just like, but like, why do you? And I'm like, cause like I genuinely don't know. And we were just talking about it, and like how as of late, like my mom now lives in New Jersey, my sister lives in Bakersfield, Christian now moved to Union City, Arjun moved to SF for a little bit, you moved out here to San Jose. Like the little like pod that I did have would just like spread, you know. And she was like, she's like, your pod spread, but now you want to start a new pod. And I was like, very literally, you know. I was like, oh dude, yeah. Like, yeah, you're right.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah. I was like, that's cool that like I have someone to like psycho analyze all the new avenues that I'm doing a little bit more than I am, you know, because the thing that I'm thinking about isn't how does this affect me, it's how do I affect the world, you know, or like how do I impact this, you know? Totally. So like, yeah, it's cool, and I definitely love therapy.
Dude,
have you ever gone to therapy?
Yeah, like
growing up, did you ever have to do chat? Like I had like a program, or I guess like here in this district there's like a program called Chat that is pretty much like public school therapy. Oh no. But I did not know that. Like they would just be like, hey, you got to go to this thing, you know?
No, I didn't know that. In high school?
No, in like elementary school.
Oh, what? No, I didn't know that.
Dude, yeah, I was in that, like,
I was in a private school though. So
okay.
They probably didn't think we needed therapy. Probably needed therapy the
most. We're like, life's good. What are you talking about?
Bro. I started therapy at Foothill, and it was just like through the school, and it was like this Asian guy, and so he was talking a lot. I was talking a lot about my mom, and he was talking a lot about how like Asian culture really affects. And I was like, no, dude, I am different. Right. Like this is, and then it actually helped, which is really interesting. He was probably one that helped me the most because, like, I don't know, it was just like super helpful. And he was my first there. I don't know, it was super helpful, and I actually got better, and he made me reflect a lot. And then I transferred. I tried getting therapy in at Cal Poly, and the first therapist, I was like telling him that I was like having suicidal thoughts again, and like, you know, I've had suicidal thoughts since like high school. And he goes, yeah, you know, it's like the same, like when you think about like ending your life, it's like the same as you reacting like when you get nervous or something. Like it's just a reaction, like don't worry about it. Like he was basically saying like whenever you think about it, it's like it's not a big deal. Right. And like it's just like any other feeling like that when you respond to like depression or anxiety. Right. And I was like, no. I'm like, I'm pretty sure when I have those thoughts I should be doing something about it. And like not like he downplayed it and made it seem like it was just like
everyone
a trigger response, like, and it was like nothing. So then that was the only time I did it, and then I stopped. And then WAG, the dog sitting app, they gave us like a month free of therapy for do you know BetterHelp? It's like an app.
BetterHelp, please sponsor me. There's one in Mountain View. I'm so down.
So like they gave me a month free of BetterHelp, and so I tried it, and the first guy was just like, so first of all, he was late, and he just like was like not engaged. He was like, so, like, what do you need help with? And then I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going through all these things, and, like, this is what I'm going through. And he's like, so why do you think that way? And I'm like, dude, no. It was so dreadful. Yeah. It was so bad. And I could already tell that, like, I understand the first time is always hard, but, like, I could already tell this was not going to work out for me. Right. And I had to cut it after, like, 10 minutes. I was like, I, like, have to go, like, and he was like, oh, okay. And then I just, like, never went back. And I tried to go with this, like, other woman, but I was just so scarred from that session that I just, like, never. So the way, like, it sucks because I really would love to go to therapy and find a good therapist. Right. The way that I've been been able to survive for the last couple years is just journaling on my own. Mm-hmm. That actually helps me so much.
I used to journal a lot
because I just therapy myself into it. Like, I'm the best therapist for okay, let me not say. Right. I try to be a good therapist for my friends, you know, like help them out and stuff like that. I'm like, I can do that for myself too. So I started doing that, like, video journaling a lot, and like it helps a lot. And then one of my friends, she's like a life coach, and she's also an engineer. So, like, she also, like, our relationship dynamic is pretty much just her being my therapist as well.
Did you meet her in school when you went to college?
Yeah, we were the same major and same friend group too. And we just really bonded. She's, like, very spiritual, and she mixes a lot of, like, spirituality, life coaching with engineering. Mm-hmm. And she's just, like, helped me through so much. And, like, she just helped me a lot. So I feel like, I can't call her, she's not my therapist, but she helps me. She's, like, what I have for now.
The past month that we haven't done anything, yesterday or 2 days ago was my first day going to, like, a day party or anything like that. Yeah. And then, I mean, I had, like, 3, vodka sodas or whatever, but, like... and just a little bit of mushrooms, but it was a low key day, you know, and it was real fun, like being out at Temple at the rooftop. You know, it was my first time at Temple, also at that rooftop. Nice. Have you been there?
No, but I've, like, seen, and
yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's actually like a nice little spot.
Yeah. Jay throws a lot of parties. You know Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He throws a lot of parties up there.
Yeah. I mean, cool. They ended at 9, but we definitely left at, like, 6:30 or something.
Oh, nice.
I was like, we're there to see Tiana. I don't really know the rest of it.
Yeah. It's cool. Like, all those parties do really well up there, too. Mm-hmm. It's cool. And I saw the Midway rooftop now. Not the rooftop, the deck.
Thing. Yeah, deck thing.
That one's really cool, too. Yeah. I was working on the did I tell you I had, like, a walkthrough?
I was about to say, speaking of Midway.
Yeah, I had a walkthrough.
So, can we give out any details, some hopes and dreams on that project?
Dude, I was going to have it in October, but, like, I didn't realize how busy my volleyball season was. Like, it just consumes me, like, all day, every day. When I wake up, when I go to bed, it's all volleyball. And there's no way. And they're so slow in responding. Like, by the time they actually respond to me, I have, like, 2 weeks left or a month left. Right. And I need, like, better responding so I can plan. Right. And so I told her, I was like, I'm just going to postpone until after the volleyball season we can see. And then also I started, like, calculating how much money I would make for each section. And it's, like, looking kind of rough. Yeah. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to max out, like, what I wanted. What would help out is getting the streets. That would make me the most money.
So you are only looking at the patio, or
no, like the outside of
no, I know, but when you
I was looking at all.
Oh, at everything.
I was looking at getting, like, the whole venue, because even, like, the main area, like, that's a lot of space for vendors.
Right. So you're thinking more like, I mean,
like a full
market,
like a full on. Because I was just scared of, like, having a small event and then it not going well.
Right.
So I was like, let me just full send it, because if it doesn't go well, then whatever. It's my first event, like, whatever. Yeah, like, it's fine.
So that's what I was gonna bring up. It was just like, since it is your first event, do you just want to even consider just breaking even? Yeah. Get your name out there and being like, I did this.
I would have lost. I think I would have, like, lost.
Oh, if you're in the red, then like, no.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I really have to like. I think after volleyball season, I really have to think about it again. Because it was really cool. And then I just like started doubting myself a lot naturally, and I was like, I can't do this. I'm not capable. People think it's lame, but I still want to do it, like for sure. Because like at least the music and the alcohol, like dude, those are top. Like those alone help. That's like an advantage out of all the markets that I've seen.
Is there any other venue space that you might like have looked at or
not right
considered?
now.
Okay.
I mean, I applied to a few, but like they're all no's. The Midway was the best one, which I think is actually the best venue for me, because if it gets big enough, they would be open to having the
market there,
the parking lots open, and like blocking that whole thing,
right? And
that would be huge.
Yeah.
And they would make so much money. Like, holy shit. If they threw events and shit, you go on for alcohol, like, dude, they would. I just know, like, they're not super aware of, like, those kind of markets.
Right.
So I know they don't want to invest in, like, something like that, especially if it's, like, if it's my first one. But holy shit, dude. Like, if you're throwing, like, a big event over there and then you have, like, the markets outside, it's like game over, especially with food too.
See, and like the thing, if I was them, I would really, like, I would want to utilize you as much as possible, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, if you're willing to put in all the fucking work to set all this up, and all we have to do is open our doors.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
like I don't think they understand, because the girl I was talking with, like, she didn't, like, I think she knows, but I don't think she's fully aware of how much money they make.
She's in the music.
Yeah. And also I'm sure they're like used to getting like fucking tens of thousands of dollars, like $100,000 a night.
Right.
For, you know, like having Fisher play there or something. Right. But then also they lose like half of that like on Fisher. You know, here it's like you're not spending money on anything.
Yeah, you're just opening up your doors. It's just
staff. Yeah. Like, that's it. Like, you don't... The vendors are paying for it. Like, you know what I mean?
So, one thing... Have you considered, like, even in your own head, kind of, like, layout plans and, like, blah, blah, blah. Sure. And then now you're going to need to consider, like, trash cans and things like that.
For
and, like,
sure.
blah, blah, blah. I mean, the venue will provide it.
If it was in stores, that would all be provided. Security's provided and like all that stuff, which is good. I just like after like the season started, I just kind of let it die down. Yeah. And I just like stopped really thinking about it.
Because I know some people who like grab permits and just grab like a street that's already closed off.
Yeah.
You know?
It's so hard.
Is it?
It's like, dude, the government does not want you to fucking throw a street event. They will do anything to deny it. Yeah. For sure. So, I don't know. It's not the right time right now. And, like, we're still, like, especially with the Rummagery, we're still kind of in, like, we're still new. So, I'm assuming, like, over time, I'll gain more connects for, like, people that would be willing to actually help us out. So, like, I'm hoping also over time I learn more vendors too. Like, I find more vendors too. Because right now, like, I'd want, like, the vendors that, for my first event, like, I want to know them. So I could, like, advocate for them too.
Right. Just like me the first time at the Midway. I'm going to bring all the homies who I know that
like,
this is their first time.
I don't want to bring, like, some random person. I'm like, dude, I don't even know you.
So you have, like, a market crew?
Like no. I'd be hiring like my boyfriend, my cousin.
I mean, not like workers, but I mean, when you go to these markets, you already know who these people like.
The vendors.
Yeah, the vendors. Like, you know certain vendors now.
Some, yeah, because like Oakland and Alameda, especially Oakland, since it's small, like we know a lot of the vendors.
Right.
Especially Oakland, because there's only 50 vendors, and like half of them pretty much come every market, and they're so supportive, dude. Like they're so the community, like the. I don't even know what it's called, but like that community is so supportive. Like they will help you through everything. And so I just need to meet more of them, to be honest. So, just joining more markets and like establishing ourselves more will be good. Have you played those like, those psychology games where it's not a game, but it's like a questionnaire and they ask you like, okay, are you in a forest or are you in a jungle? It's like, okay, you're in a jungle. Okay. What's the first animal you see? And then you say like tiger. and you say, okay, like, what do you do when you see the animal? And then you run away or you fight it or whatever. And then, do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
No?
But it's like the NI or like whatever the letter thing?
No, it's like supposed, it's supposed to teach you like, trait, no? Yeah. So like so it's like if you choose a jungle, right, it means that you're more like, you're more adventurous. Like you're more willing to take risks and like not understand like where you are and just kind of like, you don't really have much routine or structure. And then if you're in a forest, you like structure, like pathways, and you have a direct idea of like what you want to do in your life. And then it's like the animal is supposed to represent your fears. So I said like, I said a tiger, and then I said I'd run away from it, which is so true because I do run away from my problems. It's so true. And I think it's too big for myself and I need to take care of my problems and I run away. And then it talks about like what house would you see? And it's supposed to represent your success. And then it says like what body of water do you see? And it's supposed to represent like your sexuality. I said ocean, so depending on how.
I don't know what that means. Explain to me. What is it?
It's supposed to explain like how expansive or like how.
So you're all over the place. Is that what that means?
Like it's supposed to, or how like adventurous you are with your sexuality.
An ocean?
I'm a little spring.
I'm a little
pretty innocent.
I'm a little stream.
Yeah. I'm a little pond.
Just like a little waterfall, Yeah, and then it was like...
I feel like that's more of a,
Like, dude, apparently one of the girls that answered the question, she's like, I'm a chocolate river. And then it asks you, like, what you do, like, with the body of water. And she's like, I dipped in it. And, like, I was naked. And it dipped in it fully. I was like, dude. And it's true. She's crazy. Like, not in, like, a crazy... Like, she's, like, wild and... Wild in the sheets,
Right.
So like
chocolate
from experience.
Yeah, huh?
From experience.
No.
Hey, you're the ocean here, man. I don't know.
I'm exploring. I don't know. But like, and then your house is supposed to represent like your success and like how and like your interaction with it shows you like how you feel about your success. Like, are you willing to work for it? Is it far away? If it's like a little hut, it means that like you don't know much about like your success and you're not really confident with it. But if you have a huge, massive mansion in the middle of the jungle, it means like you are well confident with your success, like moving on with your life. Like, you know what you want to do. Like, you have a goal, you have a dream, so shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, those things are so interesting to me.
I always really enjoyed taking like personality traits. Like we did one for work, and it told me pretty much like how I am in a workplace. And it's just like I am always the person to get the group going. For sure. And I'm a motivator versus versus a follower. And like although under stress. I'm the complete opposite, where I'm madly aggressive because I don't know how to lead properly. Because I'm more of I want to please everyone type person. And I want to make sure everyone is having a good time. Because if we're all having a good time, then the wheel is turning.
A lot of people love me and my dad's story. Like, I literally have it on like our Facebook Marketplace description. I'm like, my dad has gone through so much in the last 10 years and blah, blah, blah. It's not actually like that, but like, I'm like, I started helping him sell furniture in his garage and now we're helping and doing all this. And so many people come up to me and they're like, like your Facebook post, like your marketplace Facebook description is so interesting. And then they would ask me questions like, how did you get into this? Like, why is your dad doing this? Like, did he do this before and all this stuff? And like, so many people ask us about our story, and I've always loved to share it and like just talk about it a lot continuously, because me and my dad's relationship is very up and down too. Goal, so
one of my scarier podcasts that I want to have is with me and my sister.
Nice.
We're like, genuinely want to ask her the question that I want to ask her. And like, that one is like the genuine like.
Can I ask what it is, or do you want to keep it like secretive?
No, it would just be like, we have different dads.
Yeah.
We have all these things, but she grew up with my dad, being there, and my dad has his own demons that he has to deal with. And so like just being a part of a family that may not feel 1000% like your family, with the unit still involved periodically, he's in and out. But just like also talking about like immigrating. I came when I was 6 months. She came when she was 4 or 5. I remember meeting my older sister. Yeah. Like, that's weird. Yeah. And just things like that. And like, I really want to talk to her. She has 3 kids. I have none. Everyone said I was going to have kids before her. You know? Or she would always say that I was, and just shit like that. And just like talk about it.
Yeah, it gives you the ability to like ask a lot of questions you might not like want to ask if you're just like, at a Christmas party, like, so hey, like, how's your immigration story? Like, like,
and just cool. like, and especially like right now because she lives so far away, I would never really have an opportunity to sit down with her one-on-one without 3 kids running around screaming. So like it would be really cool to just sit down with her and be like, dude, sis.
Like what's up?
Like, how you doing, bro? Yeah. I fucking haven't really seen you.
I'm like, I'm not the most comfortable. I mean, like, I think especially with my dad, it's not super comfortable for me to like just be like, hey, let's talk about like your childhood. Like, what's up? Like, what's up with that? I mean, I could, and we do talk about it, but in a podcast, it's like, I think more natural to do that here. Right. But it's like, hey, we have like things that we want to discuss that I may not be comfortable discussing with you when we're fucking selling chairs like on a random Saturday.
Yeah, because I mean, like I feel like some relationships would just end up being more like shifts. Like you clock in, you're like, hey, we're like, here. Blah blah blah, we're doing this thing, and then next thing you know, we go and then clock out. And like. I don't know, genuinely like the times that I feel the best is when I have genuine relationships all around me. And the only way to do that is with these long form conversations. Word. Like even with my mom, like I see her so much like a human versus my mom sometimes. That people literally tell me like, you're weird for that. Where I'm like, yeah, but that's Norma. Like, she's my mom. She's made me pay rent from like day one. You know? So it's just like, it's my roommate. She's my day one.
Wait, did I ever meet your mom?
Maybe. I don't know. But actually, yeah,
no,
I think so.
I did.
Yeah. Because I definitely met your mom.
Yeah, she loves you.
I love her.
She met him once.
Yeah.
And she was like, "That's my son." I was like, "Oh, wait a second." Out of all, are you sure? Did you meet all of them? All the baristas? Have you met anyone else? Like,
she probably just thought I was Filipino for like honestly, I probably came back from a break, just took a dab, and then came back.
She fucking loved you. But yeah, this was cool. I was definitely fucking nervous, dude.
No, but this was fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm glad you came out.
Thanks so much for having me.
Can't wait to do this again. Hopefully, and
I'll be here next week.
Let's fucking grab lunch. You know?
Yeah, we can hang out.
I mean, maybe not lunch. I feel like everyone at work.
We could just go out.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. But also, if this is like our way of doing like a check up on each other once every 3 weeks or something.
Exactly.
This could be your fun way of doing it. You know, because like, dude, we do get busy, and I understand life is life, but
I always have time for something like this.
Dude, this is for sure. This was perfect. Like
this is like
3-4 hours of us, shooting the shit or whatever.
Yeah.
And
it's
like the first hour
is gonna turn into like 2.5 really good hours watch.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I think there's some funny moments on both ends, you know. And also like, dude, I'm so happy. And also, if you want anything edited, but I'm so happy that both of us got vulnerable and everything else like that.
Yeah,
it was
dude.
Really, very, very easy.
It was a nice.
It was
mix.
very easy. So I really appreciate that. But
finish it up.
Thank you everyone for listening. Shout out Allison. Thank you Matt, my head producer.
Thanks.
The man that makes us look beautiful and whatnot.
It's gonna look great.
Shout out to the legend. Shout out to the guy that introduced me to
it. But do you want to put like the let everyone know where to follow you or anything like that, where they can see you next? Yeah. So like in 2 weeks, let's say 3 weeks, cool. Where are you gonna be?
In 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. Do you have like a market or anywhere that people can see you?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what 2-3. Well,
That's kind of far out, but
2, 3. So in 2 weekends, we'll have 2 markets. We have one in Berkeley and then one in Petaluma. Mm-hmm. And then the weekend after, we'll have 2 markets again in Oakland and Alameda. And then the weekend after that, we have Pasadena.
Okay.
So we have 5 markets within. If you post this before the 23rd, we'll have 5 markets like for the following 3 weeks.
I think it'll get done. I think it'll get posted before then.
Yeah,
like right before then, honestly.
But yeah, I mean, all of that market information is on our Instagram, so they can check it out. Which is at the Rummagery. Should I spell it out? I don't know. You could just put it here.
Sure. It'll also be in the description down below.
I'll pop it up right there, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Right there.
There you go. I hope it's like long enough. Yeah.
And then once again, I want to shout out Matt.
No problem,
you can find him at High Times with Matt.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Yes.
Check out his YouTube channel.
Hell yeah. Like, subscribe, do all the fun things. I don't know what people say.
Also, check out Danny.
You can find me at George.Daniel _ on most platforms.
Meraki.
And check out Meraki Events SF on Instagram for our next shows. Thank you again. This was awesome. Matt,
I'm so excited.
Awesome. I'm excited for the rest of the next episode.
The dogs are ready for them. Thank you so much.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Later.
Peace.
Peace.